Guruji.
Dhanyawada, Guruji.
Yeah,
Dhanyawada.
go ahead.
Dhanyawada, Guruji.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Guruji, I find these words to be a little difficult to understand the concept. On one side, he is telling Uttishtada Jagradaha, that he is encouraging the person to put the best effort. But subsequently, he is giving all sorts of words telling this is on Razor's head, this is such a difficult path, etc., etc. On one side, you are pushing a sadhak forward. Subsequently, you are pulling him back, that it is very difficult, it is not easy. So a person who is just trying to go forward, he starts going forward with 2 steps, but you are pulling him back by 5 steps. Don't you think that this is a contradictory way of expressing? I mean, this is Upanishad, I am not supposed to comment.
Okay,
But,
let me explain. Okay, are you done with the question or is there anything else?
No, I have one more question.
We'll come back to that. We'll come back to that later.
Yeah,
this question is over or not?
Yeah, this is okay. This is
over. Okay, good. So I think all of you understood the question. So one answer to that is the second one is that part you said, which is Shurasya Dhara, etc. Having exhorted this guy to come on, go study, spend some time on the Shastra. And by the way, it is very difficult. That's what you said. Yeah, that's correct. It seems very disappointing. That's what our Hariji say. Seems very anticlimactic, But here, Shankaracharya is very careful. He says, why should the Shastram say Uttishtata Jagrata? Because it is difficult. This is not, the second line is the cause for the first line. For you are taking the second line after the first line. You have to take the second line first. Then only the first line second has to come. Why is the Upanishad doing this? Because Durgam Pataha Kshurasya Dhara Itya. Because it is like that, I am going to tell you, come on, don't waste your time. Don't be indifferent. Don't be this. Otherwise, you don't need any advice. So what kind of advice anybody needs? You have to eat. You have to have food every day. Nobody has to tell us that. Everybody knows it. It is not Shurasya Dhara, Nishita, Duratyaya. Things that are not like that, we don't need any advice at all. Nobody needs any advice. And nobody needs to be told. It seems you have to save, you do your tax forms properly so that you minimize your tax, outgoing. You find a way to, deduct this and deduct that and this and that and keep on deducting until you come to zero. Ideally, it should be, in fact, negative number also is possible. And why? Because you know what? If they agree with it, they will send you money back. Nobody needs to be told all these things. Somehow, I don't know how nobody needs to be told. Somehow they figure it out. Yeah. It is not Duratyaya. What is Duratyaya is not lying on the tax form is Duratyaya. Somebody has to tell you, beta, taxes are there for a purpose. Yeah, I know your government is not that good, somewhat corrupt. I know, but that doesn't mean you should cheat on your tax forms. If your government is corrupt, you go to the street and go to Washington, D.C. or go to Delhi and find a way to talk to your prime ministers. That's what you should do, not cheat on your taxes. That is Duratyaya. Okay. Therefore, what is the answer to your question? Because it is difficult, you have to go seek out gurus, seek out people. And how do you seek out people? I don't know. Therefore, you have to find a way. You have to be part of a system. Find that system. Find that satsang group. Find that temple. Find something. Do it now. Because you know what? Nobody will put pressure on you to do this. Only the Shastram has to say. Nobody will say, what is it? You have not gone to the ashram. It's been 2 months. Who's going to come and say this? You have not studied Bhagavad Gita in 5 days. Who's going to say this? Nobody is there. Shruti eva anukampaya aha. Hariji, now my fear is you are going to tell me, no, I'm still confused. I hope you're not still confused.
No, I'm not.
Thank you.
Yeah, it is the reverse. Initially I am taking 3 steps backward, but then the Shruti is pushing me forward.
Because of that, because this topic is like that, it takes a lot of preparation.
Yeah.
In fact, many of us don't have the preparation. Only by listening more and more, we say, oh, Viveka is important, Vairagya is important, everything. Emotional problems I have to sort out. Oh, I get angry. In a snap, I get angry. Means I have to work on that.
Yeah.
That comes only after studying the Shastram. Therefore, keep studying, because sometimes the study is actually meant for my own emotional development. I see my friends, my co-students are all there. Man, they're all in a similar boat as me. So it makes me feel good. And so feeling good is important in the study also. So that is why, come on, go, join this group. So that's the way to look at it, Haridi.
Yeah, I understood. Thank you. I have one more doubt. Here, you had, I understood it like this, that you had told that we must go to a teacher who can communicate well.
Okay.
And that is Acharya Siddhitaha. That is, and this is being, this Upanishad is being taught by the Acharya to the Atman, to the I, big I. You were telling,
It is taught to the person who wants to know, who is a student.
Which person is that? Person inside? Is it small I?
The person who is asking the question.
So that is the individual, the small I.
How does it matter what it is?
No, my question is, if it is
okay. The second answer is, yeah. First answer is, the person who is asking the question is the one who is being addressed. There is one answer to your question.
Yeah.
Now you have to ask me the question. Who is the person asking the question?
Yes.
Okay, that ahankara, that ahankara, who has all ideas. Ahankara is what drives us, correct? Yeah. Ahankara is what drove me to sit in this class.
Yeah.
Ahankara tells me, no, you are the teacher, you have to do some homework. Ahankara is what tells me, no, you can't waste your students' time. You better be prepared.
Yeah.
Don't know something, do spend an extra half an hour. I know, then you can't say things like, oh, my students are not spending time, I'm spending time. Like this, you can't think.
Yeah.
That is all ahankara. That's all ahankara. It makes me do what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that ahankara is not the real I. That is what the Shastram is going to tell us, right?
Yeah. That is the it is ahankara, in other words, jiva.
Jiva is fine, correct. Ahankara, jiva, all that is correct. Synonymous.
Okay. Thank you.
So different ways of answering the same question. I wanted to show that, right? You're saying, who is the Shastram addressing?
Yeah.
I'm saying it is whoever asked the question is what Shastram can address. Who else can the Shastram address?
Okay.
That's one way of saying, right?
Yeah.
Then you have to tell me who is asking the question.
It is my own ahankara.
Right.
My own jiva.
Right. Yeah. Thank you, Hariji.
Thank you.
Anuradha, go ahead.
Okay, first of all, it was a very good answer. Very good answer. Very smart too. Okay. Now my question is almost opposite what Hariji was saying. My thing is that because it is very well known, like you said, Uttishtita Jagrata, prapya varanyam. With this Shankara Bhaashyam, how can people still translate it differently?
So who are you referring to?
The people I know. Even the followers of Vivekananda.
What is it? So what is the implication of that? Let's say followers of Vivekananda are not translating it the way Shankaracharya is translated. What is the implication of that observation? The followers of Vivekananda are not studying Shankara Bhaashyam.
Maybe it's too harsh to say, but again, don't want to generalize, but what I mean by the Vedanta Society people or things like that. It's the people I know.
Right. That is because that traditional sampradaya teaching, it does not happen everywhere. It does not happen. Looking into words, analyzing them, and then guided by Shankara. Which Swamiji will always say, when in doubt, go behind Shankara. Walk behind Shankara. Just walk behind. Like that he would say. Don't say whatever you want to say, just walk behind Shankara. Because this is Durgam Pataha, Kavayaha Vadanti. And why do people not go behind Shankara? Even those Shankara followers don't go behind Shankara. See that. They are all Advaitis only. Okay. Advaita Vedanta Society it is. Okay. That is because, that's how life is. That's how it is. And you need not read Shankara. And still, people might think you are still an expert. Yeah, it's possible. There are people who talk very well, but they don't know Ashtadhyayi. They have not studied Sanskrit. They have not studied Shankara Bhaashyam. We people are breaking our heads on all these things. It's what we enjoy it. Breaking our head means what? We enjoy it. When I don't know something, I am very crystal clear of what I don't know, and I need to know it. I can also decide whether I want to know it now or it's not that important now. Or I have to do or die, make effort I have to make, and I need to understand this particular thing. That is how we are. And we are always going behind Shankaracharya. And if Shankaracharya is not clear, we are going behind the people who are going behind Shankaracharya. See, Shankaracharya's words are all there, but I had to refer to Anandagiri, I had to refer to other people, I had to call Swamijis. Because I don't understand my own notes sometimes. This happens to us all the time. We write notes. And then you go afterwards, you refer, you say, what did I write? What did I write? This happens to everybody. So therefore, Anuradhaji, that's the way it is.
Like some self-styled leaders who pride in not even reading BG.
Let's not go there now. Yes.
Well,
Yes.
Guruji, with respect to this question of Anuradhaji, I have one. When we are talking about, or at least when I have heard Vivekananda's Uttishtada and Jagradaha, and he has told the young students, you go and play football. So we always thought that Uttishta and Jagrada is more physical, that to shake them physically and be more physically active. Whereas when we learn today in the Shankara Bhaashyam, it is more intellectual, that you be Uttishta and sharpen your intellect. Whereas Vivek.
So okay, I got your point. And so, see, not for a second I will say that Vivekananda did not study Shankara Bhaashyam. No, Vivekananda, I will say, studied Shankara Bhaashyam.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
He knew everything. He is a jnani, he knows everything. But look at his audience. Look at the environment that he was in. And he can't sit there and talk about Brahma Vidya.
Yeah,
He said,
true.
that's not going to work in this audience. I'm just going to pump them up a little bit, tell them a little about the Sanatana Dharma and this and that and how different we are. And therefore, come on, get up and figure all these things out. Don't sit in your little cocoon and then talk whatever you want to talk about other cultures. No, we are different, and our vision is different, and I'll give you a little piece of my mind. That was his idea. And then he went just bulldozed through his
Yeah.
way. And
Yeah.
then now the mistake is committed by the people, his followers. But taking all, not understanding all this, hey, what can we study what Vivekananda ji studied? That must be their question. Instead, they take this Chicago address and then take it as Veda and then go, means what? That is my reading of all this.
Yeah, you are right.
It wasn't done in Chicago, but when he went back in India and saw how people used to live, and when he went to the Padabraja, to the whole country, he saw that like people are begging but they could work. So that's when he came up with this. And there also I have heard myself from the Pujya Swamiji, he is saying that never criticize a Mahatma. First see what time he was, he came into this earth and what people he was talking to, what was the circumstances when he was talking. So I always keep that in my mind of what Pujya Swamiji was saying before saying the person is wrong. No, Mahatmas are not, you have to be very careful.
Definitely. Even Ramanujacharya and all, we believe they're jnanis. They chose to just say, okay, you know what, now in this time, I'm not going to, this country, these people need something they can hold on to and arrest this advancement of Islam into this country. He was a genius. He knew everything, and he knew what is the right thing for the people at that time. That's the way I look at Ramanujacharya. Even though we compare all these things, right? But that is the way to look at such people. They saved the country from becoming another Arabia, So it's we can't even imagine what those days were like. So easy to sit and criticize all people and all that. We
didn't criticize anybody.
No, I'm not saying that you criticize. It is for all of us to sit and criticize, or everybody in the world to criticize. But we are not.
At that time, what Swami Vivekananda wanted is that we have to be physically active, and then you can't sit and sleep.
Fair enough. Hariji, we got the point. Yeah, got it. That was the conclusion. Thank you. Maheshji, go ahead.
On this Duratya, the Bhaashyam says Dukkena Atyaya, right?
Dukkena, what does he say?
Atyaya, right? So what does it mean? I didn't get the meaning of it.
Dukkena, crossed with difficulty, traversed with difficulty, threaded with difficulty. That is the meaning of
dukkha. Is a difficulty here.
Correct. Dukkha is difficult. Because see,
Atyaya means threaded with. Atyayaha means threaded.
Yeah, Atyayaha. See, Ati in Gatav. So yeah, it is. That meaning comes crossing over, treading, walking over. All these meanings will come for the word Atyayaha. Dukkena Atyaha. That which is crossed over, that which is traversed with difficulty. That's how I would translate it.
Okay.
We saw it in Gita also, no? Mama Maya Dhuratyaya. Seventh chapter.
Maya Durat. Okay, so what is that mantra? You tell me. 4th chapter, I think, correct?
7th, I think, Guruji.
7th.
It's all Prakriti is Swamadishtaya Mama Maya Duratyaya.
Okay, I got it. 14. 7:14. Okay. Daivi Shesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya Mame Vaye Prapatyante Maya Metam Tarantite. Okay, 7:14, right? Correct. Mama Maya Duratyaya Taranti. That Maya which is difficult to cross. Okay, they cross. Mayam Taranti. Because it is Trigunatmika Maya. Yeah. Correct. Good point. Duratyaya. I should make a note. Good reference. Okay. So here, yeah, that's what it should be. Grammar need to think about it a little bit, but that's what it means. Yeah. Hemavati ji, go ahead.
And the Durgam, one of the somebody interrupted. So
Durgam, Durgana Gachati. See, a mountain is called Durga.
okay.
Durga. Sometimes they use the word Durga. Chitra Durga. Mountain. Durga is called a mountain. Why? Because it's impossible to move a mountain. That is one meaning. Okay.
It says here, sorry, go ahead, please.
No, I'm saying a mountain is called Durga. And also because it is impossible to move a mountain, also because it is very difficult to cross over. A mountain that is very difficult to cross over is called Durga.
So, Dussambhadyam means difficult to get?
Yeah, here, Dussampadyam. Iti etat.
So, difficult to get, is that what it is? Or difficult to attain?
Correct. Difficult to attain. Sampadyam.
Okay.
Guruji, Durgam is Napunsakalinga, is it?
Correct. Durgam is
also fort, no?
Yeah, so fort also. 1 minute. So Durgam, Durga is Napumsakam, Ekavachanam. And that is why Pathin is also Napumsakam. And Pataha is Bahuvachanam, Ditya Vibhakti, which Shankaracharya is converting into Ditya Vibhakti Ekavachanam Panthanam. And therefore Durgam Panthanam is correct. Margam. Marga may be Napumsakam, there can be Margaha also that you have to check. Therefore, Lakshanam, all these things are Samanadikaran. Okay. Yeah, Durgam also is fort, like Hemaji said. Go ahead, Hemaji.
Actually, now it's a little irrelevant. When Hariji was talking about it, I mean, and later when I was thinking, you know, the airport is traffic நிறைய இருக்கு, so you have to go 2 hours in earlier. அப்படிங்கிறோம் அது மாதிரி the path is very difficult for you to cross, so you better get up and be alert. சொல்றோம் அந்த அர்த்தத்துல. So anyway, now it is irrelevant because you've already explained it and everybody has understood. அந்த மாதிரி when the going is tough, you have to be all the more prepared with more
Correct. And it is not like any other pursuit. Somebody decides, there are people I know who go camping to Uttarkashi or Himalayas or Tibet, and they go to all these places. Okay. And so they are preparing themselves for 2-3 months in advance. Physical preparation is needed. They're cycling, they're doing all these things. And one person went by motorcycle all the way here, there, and all. He went. One of my cousin's sons did that. So they have to do some preparation. There also preparation is required, but that's not essential for samsara nivritti. Here samsara nivritti. Yeah. Therefore, anukampaya shrutihi. Anything else?
Jay Kumarji, I have a question.
Sir.
So the pravilapanam and is the other meaning, the apavada, if you take nisheda apavada, or what is the difference? Because pravilapanam is like sort of merging the objects. Now, when you talk about nisheda apavada, how the snake.
So we can't see you, Prasad. You're not.
I was working actually. Okay, let me take it. I was working.
Yeah.
Yeah, so am I clear? So the question is between Nisheda Apavada and Pravilapanam, because I see that it's just merging back, right? I mean, the snake back to Adhyaropa Apavada. So Apavada, which is Nisheda Apavada, versus Pravilapanam, where it is merging of the objects into senses and sensual back into the mind. So the difference I wanted to understand.
There's no difference.
No difference. Okay.
Nisheda, Pavada, all different. You words used in different contexts, but they mean the same. Yeah.
And the Vivekananda, I just have a comment. Actually, you were discussing earlier. I heard and read a little bit of Swami Medhananda of Vedanta Society, who has done a lot of research on what sort of Advaita Vedanta Vivekananda followed. So he has actually argued that he just sort of mixed Shankaracharyas as well as Neo-Vedanta, which is Western ideas and philosophy, combining them. So that, that's why he came up with all 4 different yogas. So it is based on the timing, which is useful at that point of time. So that's...
yeah. 4 yogas and all.
4 yogas.
Our Swamiji makes a lot of fun about that.
Yeah.
Because, you know what? Swamiji tells the story. He says, he went to Andhra. He went to Gudivada. Pranavanandaji was there. He was studying under him also. And Pranavanandaji said, he told Swami, at that time, he may not have been a Swami yet. Yeah. So he was a brahmachari. And he went there and said, he gave a talk. So that day, Swamiji spoke. And he said something like, there are 4 paths to enlightenment. And something like that he said. And what are the 4 paths? Well, karma yoga, for all the people who are dynamic, they are active people, karma yoga, karma karo, and then that kind of karma yoga. And then Raja yoga, and then for emotional people, bhakti yoga is perfect, so that we can sit and cry in front of God. And so that kind of people, bhakti is also there. And finally, for all these intellectual people who think a lot, this is jnana yoga. After the lecture, Swamiji called him. Swami Pranavanandaji called. What are you talking? Where did you learn all this? With the Swamiji, in his infinite compassion, he's telling about himself. And then only all this Shankara Bhaashyam, everything. Otherwise, we'll get carried away. We don't, until somebody tells us, we won't know. So, 4 yogas, correct. 4 yogas. But at that time, it's good. Something that you can hold on to and go with it. But the ashrams have to do a better job. They can't propagate this. Otherwise, who's going to take this ashram seriously? I don't take that ashram seriously because I won't get anything out of that ashram. Vedanta Society is right next door. How many years in Houston I knew those people? I never visited them even once. Once I went, that's it. Because that person called me. After that, I never set foot there. There's no interest to go there because something is going on. I mean, this is not a The organization is needed. We need organizations like that. Okay, but the future leaders, for them to promote our Shankaracharya's Advaita Vedanta, they have to do a lot of work. That's what I mean. Let the organizations be there and let it be led by most able scholars. Prakishtan Acharyan should come and lead those acharyas, those organizations. Good. Anything else?
Yeah, while actually talking, about Advaita, but they also mention Jesus and others as part of their talks. That's what I observed.
Oh, no, that's too much.
Because it's like when you say that Vishnu and all that as Saguna, then Saguna is also coming with Jesus, and so that's universalism that they maintain. Vedanta Society.
Houston, the Prasad is from Houston. We are all from the same city.
They edited even the Vivekananda Sarvaswam many times.
Christmas is also celebrated.
What he has said about Christ and Muhammad and all, they were editing.
Ramakrishna Ashram celebrates Christmas also.
Vivekananda, you know what he did when he was going in a ship? He found somebody, a Christian guy, coming and trying to convert Hindus, including him. He said, you know what he said? Next time you come to me like this, I will have you thrown out of the ship. That is the statement he said to this guy. Missionary, okay? Will our Vedanta people talk like this from Vedanta Society, Vivekananda Vedanta Society? These people have gone in the opposite direction. They are celebrating this, sabko ye karo. Then while I should not go there. In Houston, we used to have all kinds of arguments, fights, and this and that. And these Vedanta people will never come to the events that we organize. Never means never, because we are all outspoken people. We are very. They will never come anyway. Very sad it is. Where was Vivekananda and where is the society today? Vivekananda was a burning ball of fire, and
Guruji, there is one comment regarding when we are talking about Jesus Christ. Swami Ramatirtha always told that Jesus was only in the stage of partially realized soul, because he always believed in the Father in heaven. He and Father in heaven were, so he was not into the Advaita philosophy. There was always a Dvaita.
Yeah, that's fine. That's correct. Dvaita. Anything other than Advaita is Dvaita.
So he had reached a state of from plurality to duality. He was at the stage of duality.
Oh.
Father in heaven and himself were different.
Correct. Yeah. Agreed. Anything else?
This four-path approach is propagated even today by Vyasa University.
Vyasa is doing that?
Oh, yeah.
Because I have to have a talk with this Nagendra. What is this? After studying under Swamiji, you talk like that? It's very unfair.
Four paths all four paths are taught right from beginning.
Maybe I should take up his invitation. He invited me to come there, right? Become a faculty.
Oh.
Right?
Nagendraji himself speaks about it.
Which university?
Swami Vivekananda Yoga Anusandhana Samsthana. S. Vyasa.
S. Vyasa. That is the acronym for that. You can Google him.
They even try to quote Vivekananda for why four paths. Like the temperament of people based on what you are inclined to.
I can share Nagendraji's talks.
Yeah. No, don't share all that. I don't want. My mood will get spoiled. I am in good mood. I'm not in the mood to spoil my mood. See, this is what happens. I want to study Bhagavad Gita. I want to study Sanskrit. I want to study Upanishad. I want to study Shankaracharya. But I want to talk about Advaita Vedanta. That desire is there. What is?
So in SYOSA, we have this uh, tradition that every day morning you have a half an hour session where on every day. So the Bhagavad Gita has broken up into 4 portions: Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Raja Yoga. So 18 shlokas are assigned under those 4 heads. So every day you chant on 18.
I see. I see. Very interesting. Very interesting.
So all 6 chapter Uddharet and then all those are under Raja Yoga.
Raja Yoga.
Raja.
But Jaykumarji, you said one thing that with this knowledge, it does make us nirbhaya. So I am also quite outspoken about this thing, but to me, like I don't care. It does make you a little bit. I talked to Sarvapriyananda, I talked to all the other, even Medhananda, he mentioned, I spoke to him the other day, but to them I don't. But I do argue a little bit, but not that much. It's just, when you know it, you know it.
Yeah. It's, Ramakrishna Mission. I see our trustee is very interesting. Srinivasanji, he's one of us. He's teaching, like me, he's teaching from his home. He's been to all these places. He started out with Ramakrishna Mission. Then he went to Vedanta, Academy, Vedanta Academy, Swami Parsarthi. And then he spent there many years. And after that, he decided it's not working out for me. And then he went somewhere else, this Bhumanandaji's ashram in Kerala. Then that didn't work out. Finally ended up with Swami Dayananda. So he has a lot of stories to say. Okay, that many people won't know. One thing is that these people, some of them, really they want to know Advaita Vedanta, but it's not being taught in Ramakrishna Mission. So the Swamis in Ramakrishna Mission, they'll go home in their room, they'll be listening to Swami Paramathananda's MP3.
Oh, yes. And Sarvapriyananda, that's how he got to, he came to me and he told me that, oh, you listen to Paramathanandaji, I listen to Paramathanandaji. And that's how we got acquainted.
See that? See that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sarvapriyanandaji is saying that.
Yeah. He went to see him. He visited him.
Okay.
But they have a lot of, to me, like one-to-one Sarvapriyanandaji is very, very good. But the thing is, they have their protocols, I guess they have to kind of go by.
Yeah, correct. And
Because
so other places
he taught
also.
me a lot. He taught me a lot. He took me from one level to the other, but it was one-to-one, not in a class. Yeah.
So he will teach Bhaashyam classes like this and all? Does he do that? Or?
No, like he does teach. He taught Kathopanishad, but he never goes into this deep. But the thing is, he does follow the Shankara Bhaashyam, but not like you do. Like he doesn't read the whole thing, and because Sanskrit is something that they don't ask you to learn or anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, teaching.
So his classes are good. His classes are good, and one-to-one, and the question answers are very good.
Okay.
Yeah, and he propagates only the things that he learned in the Himalayas, and those are all Vedantins that he learned from.
Okay.
So those are his examples all the time.
Very good. And Kathopanishad can be taught without going to Shankara Bhaashya, right? In fact, that's how Swami Paramathanandaji advises. Don't straight away get into.
Those are the moolams. Yeah.
Moolam. Just talk about the Moolam, talk about the mantra and explain what it is. And then move on to the next mantra, etc. And so within.
No, but he does go into, like, the Shankara Bhaashyam, and he reads from there and then he translates it in English.
Right. So these are all ways of teaching the Upanishad. A basic way of teaching is without even referring to Shankara Bhaashyam. But the teacher is following Shankara Bhaashyam, but students won't know that they are following Shankara Bhaashyam.
Exactly.
That's one way of teaching. And that will introduce people to Upanishad without getting boggled down in language and all these things. And some people may sound threatening. And so that's one way of teaching. After that, what Swamiji will do is then teach Shankara Bhaashyam Kathopanishad. Those who want to, those who have been exposed to that before in the Moolam, then they'll say, yeah, I want to know. They'll have that interest to study Shankara Bhaashyam.
Yeah. There's a big difference in your class and his class. That's what I mean.
Okay. Good. So we will stop with that. Thank you. So this one, we wanted to sing this Rabindranath Thakur's Ravindra Sangeet. Why don't you sing it? Yeah, we had the Sankalpa. Let's do it today. Yeah.
Are you sure? If everybody is okay?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, sure. I'm sure about it. Yeah. Please.
Okay. So first, let me just tell you the gist of it so that you'll understand what I'm singing about. This is really about the omnipresence of the one Lord. There is only one. So your omnipresence is intently recognized in this blessed sphere of joy in this vast cosmos. Your eternal glory is resonating throughout every matter in this domain. Your boundless energy steers the heavenly bodies to their destined paths. The pleasing beauty of the biosphere has enhanced by your consistent supply to reach green forest and their floral aroma. The life cycle in our planet goes on and on by your divine grace. The harmony of laws of nature created by the Lord. And that's been praised in the following song. And also the mantra, the prayer taken from Rig Veda, the Sangha Chadvam Sanghavadvam. Okay, I'll do 3 paras, not the whole thing. And one thing to be noted, that because he believed in the Ekameva Dvitiyam, so he repeats the first line so that people don't forget that everywhere it's him. The Satya is there. Anandaloke Mangalaloke Biraju Shutta Shundaru Mohima Tab Utbhashit Mahagaganu Maje Bisho Jagat Moni Bhushan Beshtit Charane Anandaloke Mangalaloke Biraju Shutta Shundaru Groh Tarak Chandra Tapan Bakul Drut Bege Koriche Pan Koriche Snan Akhayo Kirane Anandalo মঙ্গলালোকে বিরাজ সত্য সুন্দর স্নেহ প্রেম দয়া ভক্তি কোমল করে প্রাণ কত শান্তন কর বর্ষণ সন্তাপ হরণে আনন্দ লোকে মঙ্গলালোকে বিরাজ সত্য সুন্দর জগতে তব কি মহোৎসব বন্দন করে বিশ্ব শ্রী সম্পদ ভূমাস্পদ নির্ভয় শরণে আনন্দ লোকে মঙ্গলালোকে বিরাজ সত্য সুন্দর
Yeah, very good, very good.
Very nice.
So
Thank
all
you.
Sanskrit words, I don't know if you've noticed it. I mean, you means others, the listeners. Virajo Shat Sundaro Virajaha Satya Sundaram. So that's Satyam Shivam Sundaram. That Virajaha Virajate Virajaha. Virajo Shat Shat. So Satya becomes Shat.
Satya Sundaram.
Satya Sundaram. Shantapo Harana. What is the word? Shantapo?
Yeah, it's Kato Santwanakara.
There's one Shantapo. I heard the word Shantapo. So there is
Oh, and then Santapo Harane.
Harane.
Yeah, exactly.
It takes away all the tapas. Dukkha.
Yeah.
Dukkha Harane.
By compassion.
Yeah. The Shantapa here is not compassion, of course. It is sorrow.
No.
It's Shantapa is sorrow, Harane. So it has the capacity to steal, take away all Shantapa, all sorrow.
Through the Santana. Through Santana and the version.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Nirbhayo. What is that?
Yeah, Nirbhaya Sharu. This one is real pronunciation should be Shri Sampada Bhumashpada Nirbhaya Sharane. But because in Bengal we don't differentiate any na or sha, they're all the same.
Correct. Bhumaspada. Bhuma is a word from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Bhuma aspada. So that Bhuma is Atma. Atma is the aspada. Atma is the essence. Aspada. Bhumaspada. Nirbhaya.
Sri Sampada.
Sri Sampada. So I think it means what? This is what you gain. Sampada.
Yes.
Sampada.
And because that's why there is this Utsava. And everybody is Bandhana Kare Vishwa.
Bandhana Kare Vishwa. World binds us, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
The world is doing Jai Jai to you, yeah. And here what Vidyaji was saying, the Groho Taraka Chandra Tapana Vakula Druto Bege. Do you understand that?
So Vyakula.
Yeah. So they're also going into their own path because of the Satya Sundaram.
Okay, they are going into the means what?
They're going to get your Akshaya Kirane.
Yeah, Akshaya Kirane, correct. Anand Loke.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting, you're pronouncing it in a way. Anand Loke. How do you pronounce that?
Anand.
Yeah, but the thing is, like I said, because we cannot make any Sanskrit pronunciation in the Bengali.
No, I'm not saying no. How should we pronounce it? Tell me again.
Okay. Anandaloke Mongolaloke Virajo Shotto Sundaru.
Yeah, it's Rabindranath Ji was he is a jnani. He is a Jivan
Yes.
Mukta. He wanted to help us by all these songs,
Unbelievable, his songs, and that's what me and my husband do in our spare time, to translate these songs.
Oh,
And then the Swami here of the Vedanta Society,
yeah.
he asks us to do this so that my husband also gets involved, and he is behind the words and I am behind the thoughts.
Oh, nice teamwork.
Ma'am, can you post this Ravindra Sangeet in the Ask group?
I don't know.
No, but this must be also a recorded version must be there,
Oh yeah, that Vaidyaji did.
Yeah, Vaidya posted a link.
Oh,
Yeah.
Vidya. Yeah.
Can you kindly
Okay, I can do that too. I'll give it to you, okay, personally.
Yeah,
So
you have
your name is?
Hari. No, you have my
I have your thing. Okay. So
yeah.
you are the one who called me once, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, I will send a message now.
Okay, I will.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank
you,
you.
Radhaji. Thank you. Good introduction. Long ago, I heard this, somebody sang it, but then this thing about how Bengali words in Bengali are all Sanskrit words, really speaking. We won't know it is Sanskrit, but carefully, if you listen, carefully. Virajo Shat Sundar. So Satya, nobody can guess it is Satya Sundar. Nobody can guess. Because it's pronounced so differently. But it's all Sanskrit words.
And that's why I wanted to tell the story before I sang it. Yeah. And there's also almost all Bengali, the puja songs, they're all Sanskrit. There is another one, that's not Rabindra Sangeet, but it's about Durga. Jago, tumi jago, jago Durga, jago dosho prohorono harini, অভয়া শক্তি বল প্রদায়িনী তুমি জাগো জাগো তুমি জাগো.
Very good. This reminded me of another bhajan song about Durga, I think, again. Jago jago ma, jago ma, jago janani, jago ma. Hey,
Durga Devi, He Durga Devi, Ranachandi Devi, He Shivaramana Jaguma, He Shivaramana Jaguma,
jago
Dharinima.
Rinima. Yeah, it's now coming back slowly. Yeah, great bhajan it is. Okay. Good. We should have a bhajan session one day. We'll find a time. So maybe after Vinayaka Chaturthi or some we'll have many occasions, right? One of those sessions we'll conclude with bhajan after puja. How about that? Thank you. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalashahastaya Sarvamaya Vinashanaya Trailokyanataya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha.